What's up, YouTube? It's out here in East Central Illinois, like East Illinois, middle of nowhere, really beautiful little patio I get to sit on today. I want to talk to you real quick. I'm sitting on something. No, maybe not. Is that just the chair? It is. All right. Chair's a little lopsided, but that's part of the process. That's cool. So I want to talk real quick. If I can get this to stay, I might have to hold it. I want to talk real quick about the illusions of our mind. I was just reading this book, one of my favorites, called Way of the Peaceful Warrior by Dan Millman, and he's an Olympic gymnast in the 60s at Berkeley, and he talked about how he met this mentor, a friend he made, this old man at a gas station, and they had late night conversations, and the old man basically taught him about the illusions of society and culture in his mind, as well as the implications that it takes, the lifestyle changes it takes to become a warrior. In his case, a peaceful warrior is what he talked about. And so the illusions of our minds is that the mind doesn't exist. The brain does exist, obviously, but the mind does not. It is a figment of, or an accumulation of all of the random thoughts and processes that our body goes through, or our brain goes through, that is excess, if you will. So many people that I've listened to in meditation say, oh, well, you need to tame your mind, you need to get in control, you need to control your thoughts, you need to focus on your breathing, and if your mind starts to wander, smack it back into place, because you need to keep your mind under control. You need to discipline your emotions, you need to tight butthole that whole process. And that's one way to do it, and if that's what works for you, then by all means, go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you. But what I've found, I'm just not going to stay. What I've found that works for me is to let my mind run free. Let it be free. Just let it think about whatever it wants to think about. I'm not going to judge it. I'm not going to not judge it. I'm not going to do anything. Literally just not going to do anything. When I'm meditating, well, first of all, I bring every moment into a state of meditation, but I just let my mind go free. I don't try to control it. I don't try to not control it. I don't do anything. I don't not do anything. I'm just sitting there, or I like to lay down and meditate, but I'm just sitting there, and it is what it is. Like I take it as like a wakeful nap. I'm awake while I'm napping, but just kind of relaxed. And that's the biggest thing, I think, is that people are tense. Like, they're very tight. Their whole body is tense, and that's why it's called the tight butthole, because they're clenching. Like, unclench your butt and unclench your asshole and relax, because when you're clenched up, when you're tight, that's just a representation of how all of the billions of cells in your body are acting and reacting to what you're telling it. And so the mind is an illusion in that you don't need all that excess stuff. You don't need to. It's useful for solving math problems and learning new skills and writing songs or poetry or whatever, creating art. But other than that, it's all bullshit. It's all excess, in my opinion. Like, it's of course my opinion is influenced by this book, and this is the first book that I read that was really influenced by my subconscious, like that really not influenced by my subconscious mind, that really started my spiritual journey, kind of woke me up and started getting me to think differently than I was previously. But reading it again, I see it with a whole new light. So rather than just going and, I'm all about learning as much as I can, but at the same time, I feel like we learn too much, and we need to forget some things, or stop trying to learn so much and consuming so much, but create more. And okay, so this might be a little eccentric, but if I were in God's shoes for a second, I know that's a big claim, but if I were in God's shoes, I would not trust scrolls and books and stone tablets and cave paintings and now MP3s and audiobooks and all these devices and methods we have of storing information. I would not trust that as a collective way of preserving everything that humans have created, which, by the way, the HU in human stands for God in Sanskrit. So in a sense, I'm just saying. But anyway, I wouldn't keep track of it that way, because a lot of it can get destroyed, burned, lost. If I wanted people to be able to remember all of what they've created, I'd store it somewhere that can't be destroyed, which is inside themselves, in their DNA. So I believe that, and if you like listen to like Dr. Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden, there's another guy. Who's that guy? What's his name? Shoot, I don't know. I'll post it later if I think of him. No, not Gary. He's like Joe. He's Doctor something. He starts with a B. He's got white hair. I don't know. Anyway, they all talk about like unlocking the potential of your DNA, and rather than learning, just know it. Like, you know how to breathe. You don't have to even think about it to do it. You can, but you don't have to. You know how to beat your heart. You know how to blink. We just had some baby goats in my house, and within 9 minutes of their birth, they're walking. It takes human beings a year to do that. So the mind is an illusion in that it thinks, and we've been culturally conditioned to believe that we need to keep learning, we need to keep growing, we need to keep absorbing and consuming. And it's like, no, and you can, that's good, and partially, obviously it's good to learn the right things and have a good mental diet, a good emotional diet, and be wary and cautious of what you allow into your eyes and your ears. But other than that, like, go create something, go make something happen. Don't just consume and read a bunch of podcasts, or listen to a bunch of podcasts and read a bunch of books and then get your degree and shuffle along for the rest of your life. I mean, if that's what you want to do, fine, but there's a lot of fun stuff out in the world if you just open your eyes for a second and realize it. So realization is experiencing. It's not intellectual understanding. That's one thing my mentor told me for many years before I finally realized it, is like, you intellectually understand a lot of things, but you don't know it until you experience it. So with that said, I hope this video has been helpful. Just kind of sharing some thoughts this morning. Out here, this beautiful patio, a beautiful lady, and yeah, we're just having a good time unlocking the potentials of our DNA, because I'll leave you with this. The ancient Chinese had a divination tool, or a lunar calendar, that was more accurate than some of the machinery we have today. That is called the I Ching, and it was based on the 13 lunar cycles. And it's one of the oldest books, if not the oldest book ever written. And it's same thing with the Tao Te Ching. They're very, very short books. The I Ching stands for Book of Changes. And so we knew a lot more then than I think we do now. And the problem is we think too much. Just let it go. So, love everybody. Hope you're having a fabulous day. Make today wonderful. Smile at somebody and realize your potential. Love you.